Hey everyone, Jeff Sard from The Practical Drummer here. I want to show you an offbeat groove I just created. So basically I'm going to play eighth notes and then I'm going to show you a broken rhythm, 16th note kind of linear feel. And so basically what I'm going to play is in 4/4, I'm going to play the snare in the 2, then the and of 4, then the and of 2, and then the 4. So it's a 2-measure phrase. So instead of playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm just going to play 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So the snare drum is on the 2, the and of 4, then the and of 2 in the next measure, and then the 4. Okay, so it's a 2-measure phrase in 4/4. If I play a consistent bass drum, say on all the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and if I just keep it like that, that's going to sound like this. One, left foot on quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. See that? So again, there's a delay. Instead of hitting the 4 on the first measure, I'm waiting to the and of 4, right? 3 and 4 and. Okay. But what I want to do is actually do a different right hand pattern because that gets a little monotonous, okay? So get that down basically, and then what I want to do is go, every time I go to, so it's going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and, okay? 3 and still, but when I get to 4, I want to go 4E and a 1. Okay, so it's going to dance around the left hand. 4E and a 1. Right? 4E and a 1. So, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay? So everything's the same except for now instead of just 4 and 1, it's 4E and a 1. So you're playing a 16th note broken rhythm. It's broken because I'm not playing the and with the right hand. I'm playing it with the left, which fits in perfectly. 4E and a 1. So again, just that one measure. Okay, but now we want to flip it in the second measure, right? We want to start with that and then end with just the regular 3 and 4 and, okay? Here we go, 2-measure phrase. I just messed it up. I was thinking to the end, right? So that last measure would have been... Okay, so I messed that up. But again, we're practicing this. I just came up with this idea. So once you get it, you want to bring the tempo up a little bit. 1, 2, 3... Okay, so that was perfect. I added a couple ghost notes in there, but I'm not going to get into that in this video. So you could play it up on the ride cymbal as well. And I like to, every time I hit that double, I like to go. So you kind of, the first note, 4E and 4E and a 1, you're going to have a bell sound, all right? That would sound like this. Okay, so that's one measure. Now if I flip it, we'll have the second measure. 1, 2. Okay, so something like like that. That's kind of cool. So again, experiment with different sound sources. You could play, you know, it on the cowbell. That'd be kind of cool too. Okay, something like that. That's kind of fun. So I want to show you one more variation. And so instead of, when I'm playing just the 2 and 4, just going 1 and 2 and, or 1 and 2 and, I want to play 1 E and a 2 E and. So 1 E and a 2 E and. Okay, so just instead of, again, it's another broken rhythm, so I'm adding a little complexity here. Instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and it's okay, so you can see that it's a little bit more complex. And it's now that we have to switch the second measure, you've got to really think about it. Okay, so I'm going to try it slow. 1, 2. Okay, so that was perfect. Speed, 3. So there, I did one 2 measure phrase perfectly, but then I got it wrong. Okay, so I know I did. So I'm gonna start over again. I'm gonna try to get 4 2 measure phrases. Okay, so perfectly up to that speed. 3. Messed it up again. So again, that's when you have to slow it down a little bit, right? In fact, I would, but I'm going to do that offline, right? So I'm showing you the basics. I want you to practice this as well because it's really, really cool. In fact, if you add this kind of bell thing again to this new rhythm, you get something like this. Let's see if I can pull this off. So see, you get this really interesting rhythm. But all I'm doing is going 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, right? 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and. So that's kind of the rhythm with the right hand. You got to figure it out. But basically, remember the 2 and 4 in the snare, the first 2 and the last 4 of the second measure. So it's the 2, the and of 4, the and of 2, and then the 4 in the snare drum, right? So this hi-hat pattern dances around it. One more time, 3, 4. Okay? With just eighth notes, it's this. Okay? You can also experiment with different bass drums. So if I want to play instead of 1 and, if I just stick it to the da, so 1 E and da, 2 E and da, 3 E and da, that would sound like this. See that? So up to speed maybe, up on the ride. 1, 2, 3. So something like that. Okay, I missed one bell. I went instead of, okay. So again, that's a little bit up to speed. I'm just coming up with this off the cuff to show you some ideas. Again, sky's the limit, okay? One fill idea is to maybe just do 2 measures of paradiddle diddle, right? So paradiddle diddle is 1, right, left, right, right, left, left. Paradiddle diddle. Okay, but that's 16th notes. It now will accent the 2/3. So 2-measure phrase is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that might be kind of cool to add in. Here we go. 1, 2. Okay, that's it. Until next time, try this out. Post a comment, share this video. Love to hear how it goes for you. Take care.